Hello everyone and welcome to my stream, and the video is doing its thing again. I don't get it. Here we are. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone is fine today, doing okay. My day is fine. I don't know. Doing okay. No complaints here. All right, you know, it's right there. It's just, it looks so dull. Weird. Let's see if I can, it's probably stupid video configuration. White balance, everyone's favorite, every single time. Yep, see, it makes a big difference when you go right there. Yep, makes such a difference. That tiny little boop, that little boop, makes such a difference. Ugh, so annoying. Anyway, yeah, I'm doing fine, doing okay. I am surviving. Good morning, as morning it may be. Whew. Today was a busy and semi-experimental day, I guess. I say semi-experimental just because I have recently changed the days that I'm going to the gym to give that a shot. So I went to the gym today. And yeah, more or less I got everything done I wanted to get done. Feeling pretty good about that, I guess. So yeah, that's about it though. Nothing terribly exciting, except for where I was this last weekend. I went to New York, which was awesome. I got to see my favorite, one of my favorite Sondheim shows, Stephen Sondheim, Into the Woods, which was cool. It was an excellent production that I'm very excited to see it when it comes here in Boston, which will be in March apparently, because I got the pre-sale code today. I'm like, oh good, it's not even been an entire week since I saw it on Broadway and I'm already going to buy tickets again. So here we are. But that was fun. I haven't been to New York in like 10 years almost. The last time was actually to see a Broadway show. It was to see 2013's Anything Goes. On like the third night. It was super cool. That's probably my favorite show. I think one of the two that regularly vie for the top spot in my head. And that's probably one of my favorites. And it was starring my favorite Broadway star. There we go. Sutton Foster. So that was really cool. But Into the Woods, different show, different stuff. I really wanted to see it with Stephanie J. Block as the baker's wife. Because she was actually the Elphaba I saw in Wicked in 2007? 2006? I don't remember which year it was. It's one of those 2 years. I saw her on Broadway, Wicked. It was like the second Broadway show I ever saw. The first was Drowsy Chaperone earlier that day with Sutton Foster. And the second one was Wicked with Stephanie J. Block as Elphaba, not Idina Menzel. Stephanie J. Block is a better singer. Saying that outright. Better actress too. Generally just better. And so I was really excited to get to see her. And she was acting opposite her husband in the role of the baker. So the baker and the baker's wife were played by husband and wife. It was kind of cute. But yeah, no, it was a really excellent production. I had a really good time. It is coming here to Boston. It is going on tour. I can highly recommend it. And the tour cast will actually be the current Broadway cast for the most part, including Stephanie J. Block. So you get to see one of the best. Anyway, I highly recommend it. It's an excellent show. Great staging, really well done. It's one of the few times that I've actually seen a minimalist staging of any show and enjoyed it like deeply. I didn't think that you really needed to do much more than you did, than they did for that, because anything else might have taken away from what was happening. Minimalism is not an aesthetic movement that I identify with in any way, shape, or form. I do not enjoy it. I'm a maximalist, so I prefer big and flashy. But this, it actually worked. It actually worked, and it worked well. It was a good time. And the reason it's minimal is actually an interesting story background on the show itself. The show started just a 2 week, very short run at the New York City Center. And it was like jam-packed with stars. Neil Patrick Harris was playing the baker, for instance. It was, super big stars for that. So it was started that way, but it sold out its entire 2 week run within like minutes. And at that point they were like, maybe we should turn this to like a full staged thing. But at that point, if they're going to open with the full staged production or whatever, they don't have that much time to actually prepare anything. So costuming, set design, all that stuff was like fast turnaround. And because it's fast turnaround, they had to go with minimalism. The orchestra was in the center of the stage, on stage, not in the pit, in the front, out of sight or whatever. It was right on stage with the actors. And the orchestra was surrounded by this big raised walkway that went up higher as it went further back. And that kind of was used to denote some different areas, but most of the action happened in front of the orchestra for the most part. To the set pieces for the Baker's Cottage, the Witch's Cottage, no, the Baker's Cottage, Jack and his mother's cottage, and the castle / manor of the stepmother, the evil stepsisters, and Cinderella were just like, maybe, well, I don't know, they were probably about this big. They were pretty large, but from stage they looked kind of small. But they were basically just these little like friezes almost, kind of a what's the word I'm really thinking of? It's just like right on the tip of my tongue. That bas-relief sculpture, like those very, very shallow but 3D looking kind of sculptures. It was that kind of a thing, but painted, and it looked kind of like Christmas village, like those porcelain Christmas villages almost. I have one and I haven't set it up yet. Shame on me. But it looked kind of like that. That's kind of what they were in. And it basically had like one that was the manor and it hung over where the events in the manor were happening. And then they had one that was the baker's wife and hung over there. And then it had one that was Jack and his mother's cottage and hung over there. And underneath each one is where like the baker and his wife would have their little cart with their stuff. And that's where the action in their cottage took place. And, they didn't move up and down or anything like that. They just stayed right there. So that when you were standing under them as an actor, it was giving the impression that that's where you are. I think they were actually moved out of the way for the scenes that were in the wood itself, but that's, was kind of the way they set that. And then the woods themselves, they did kind of these sort of very sturdy looking paper type looking columns that came in from the flies. So they came in from above, and they were white with these like slashy kind of cutouts to make them look like birch trees. It was actually really cleverly done. And the reason I know that it works really well is because I was actually in a production that did the same exact thing. Three Sisters by Anton Chekhov. My undergrad, I was one of the most tragic roles I've ever played in my life in that play. Definitely challenged my skills as an actor at the time. It was very fun to do. But that's how we had the stage design for that. We did the same exact thing. So I was kind of sitting there being like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I know who you ripped off too. But no, it was really good nonetheless. And they had some movement to them, so they were really good on that part. So that was pretty much it. For the staging, the characters themselves were wearing relatively simple clothing that I wasn't always the biggest fan of. I enjoyed that they were very, 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 very well color coded. So everyone had kind of their color. So like the stepmother and the stepsisters were kind of like this bluish teal all the time, no matter what they were. They wore the same thing basically. The baker and his wife were kind of like this rust sort of color. Cinderella had like really bright yellow and orange. Jack was green, and his wife was Jack and his mother were green. So they were kind of communicating who they were associated with, and just by quick color. The actual silhouettes of the costumes themselves were a little confusing to me. That's where I think I fell apart. Because like the baker and his wife were wearing very like traditional looking peasant clothes. Like, you know, they looked like they stepped right out of Ren Fair almost, is what I would say. They weren't like fully detailed historical-esque, but they were like, you know, good enough. And then like Cinderella's gown was like super modern though, and like the stepsisters and the stepmother wore really modern outfits, and then Cinderella's father wore like a top hat and like three-piece tailcoat. It was kind of weird to me. That was my biggest knock against them, was the costuming. Actually gorgeous, they looked gorgeous, but it just didn't look like they fit. They didn't look like they were in the same show, and they didn't look like they were for Into the Woods. But I appreciated the color coordination that they were doing, I guess. Does that make all sense? Like, there were things that just didn't look quite right. They did some really interesting, cool stuff. If you know anything about the show, there's a character called Milky White, who is a cow, and is usually played by a puppet. And so there's kind of, by necessity, a puppeteer on stage. How they do the puppet changes from version to version. Sometimes it's literally like a person in a cow suit. Sometimes it's two people in a cow suit. In this case, they actually made a puppet that was carried around. Like the back end was one handle, and the front with the face and such was another handle that had some controls on it to like open and close the mouth. And the way it was structured made it very flexible. And so the puppeteer was very, very good. Very good in making Milky White look like a truly expressive character all on their own. But they also made the puppeteer a character, which was really clever. Some of the gags that were done fell into that. There's a scene in spoilers for something that came out in 1985, I guess. Was it 1985, 1989? 80s still. It's like at least 30 years old. Spoilers for this, I guess. In Act 1, Milky White dies at one point. And it's a bit of a plot point. And it was kind of funny that the puppeteer did the motions and had the cow die, like coughing and wheezing and then like falling over. And then when the cow fell over, just dropped the puppet. So the puppet like ragdolled into a pile, and that was the puppet dying, right? But then everyone on stage just slowly looks at the puppeteer accusatorily, and she just had to be like, and ran off stage, like just booked it, and then everyone continued the scene. So it was like, we're breaking the fourth wall a little bit. We're breaking a little bit of our belief, but in such a way that was just really enjoyable. And then, same act, again, more spoilers, same act later, the witch brings Milky White back to life. And so the baker came out holding the cow puppet, put the cow puppet on the ground, and the witch did her spell with her staff, but there's no puppeteer. So the puppet's not going to come back to life without the puppeteer. She does her spell and she's like, bah, and it doesn't do anything. And then she's like, oh yeah, right. She puts the staff down and she like waved her hand at the side of the stage, stage right, and was just like, hey, just called her back in. The puppeteer came back in, and they did the spell again with the puppeteer actually bringing the puppet back to life. So again, like, really well done. Just good stuff altogether. It was a really good show and highly recommend. It's one of those things where I'm kind of like, I want to show this to everyone I know, but I know that going to see a Broadway show is expensive. I know that even seeing tour is expensive. I mean, the show that I went to this last weekend, I paid like, how much were the tickets? I don't remember. I don't remember. Yeah, tickets were $155 a person. And we were on the mezzanine like in the center, kind of the mezzanine, like not toward the front, but also not towards either side. So $155 a ticket to see it on Broadway. Front row orchestra here in Boston costs less than that. So, you know, it's expensive, I know. And then, of course, you had to deal with getting to New York. How long are you going to stay in New York? I mean, we did a day trip. My mother and I went out and we met two friends of mine. It was a lot. And it was a lot because we saw a matinee. We went for dinner afterward. We left New York at about 9 o'clock and we booked it all the way back to Boston in one night. Like, we did not stay overnight because it was incredibly expensive to stay in the city. Even in like Staten Island, it was ridiculous. So we just like, you know, just booked it back all 3.5 hours of driving. But we made it. And we're okay. I'm very tired after this weekend, though. Like, I cannot express to you. And then yesterday, Sunday, because I am a true idiot, decided to spend a very long time with a friend of mine. We went for drinks, and then after drinks, we just hung out. And I was out and up until 4 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday night when I had worked on Monday. Doing that on a school night? What the fuck? So I got like 3 hours of sleep Sunday night. I'm still dealing with the ramifications of that. Because even though I got 3 hours of sleep Sunday night, Monday, I did my whole day of work. I biked in, did work, biked back, everything. Collapsed into my bed for like an hour and a half before I got myself up to make dinner. Because I also needed to make dinner in order to have leftovers to make tonight. So I wasn't trying to scramble. And made dinner, watched an episode of Andor, and then promptly fell back asleep again and slept until 7 o'clock this morning. So I got like 9 hours of sleep. And even then, my right eye, I can feel, is still kind of dry and still kind of tired, especially because I've been looking at a screen all day because I had a bunch of meetings to do. So to answer your question, Ragnarok, no, I am not okay. I am still very tired, but I will be fine. Do not worry. I will be fine. Closing that. But yeah, definitely check your work discounts if you can get it. I would highly recommend it. It's only for like a week in March. I need to look closer again because, like I said, I'm very interested in going to see it again. Cast of Dance, big and loud. Honestly, so like controversial opinions, but Varla? Is that her name? No. What's the character's name? Shit. Darla. I knew I was close. Darla Dimple. Right. I just saw it too. She is probably one of she's one of my problematic faves. Not gonna lie, she's one of my problematic faves. I do enjoy that movie. It is a lot of fun. And I don't know why this one hair is like this one right here that has decided it doesn't want to agree with the rest of my hair. It's very weird and very frustrating. I mean, that's the thing. Exactly. Great villain character. Like, take Shirley Temple and make her evil. I know, spoiler. Spoiler for the 90s if you watched any of it. Yeah, no, it's a really good, she's a really good villain. And yeah, good time. Really good time. I enjoy that movie, not gonna lie. Who animated that? I can't remember. Was that Bluth? I just had it open and now I have to search it again. Wikipedia's word hosting money, please. Okay, only fully animated feature produced by Turner, which was merged during the post-production of Cats of Dance into Warner Brothers, after the merger of Time Warner with Turner Broadcasting System. Has nothing to do with Don Bluth. That's fine. And it makes sense because the more I think about it, it doesn't look like a Don Bluth movie. For those who know, Don Bluth is the one who animated um, Secret of Nim, American Tail, Land Before Time, All Dogs Go to Heaven, Anastasia, Titan AE, all that stuff. Dragon's Lair, which was a Laserdisc game. I've been like so tempted to find a way to play Dragon's Lair. I'm almost certain they probably like, is that a thing on here? I know there's some like weird stuff on it, but try Thumbelina. Yep. What was that? Ugh, stupid. Steam, for some reason, every time I open Steam, it tells me that the Xbox driver installation is complete, and I'm like, I don't know why you're telling me this. I don't care, because literally every time I open the application, it does the same exact thing. Oh, wait a minute. Dragon's Lair Trilogy. It's on Steam. All right. I was going to say, there's no way that somebody hasn't found a way to digitize that beyond freaking Laserdisc. I mean, if I really have to, I can drag out one of my parents' Laserdiscs and find a way to hook it up to my computer and stream it. That'd be ridiculous, though. The big thing that bothers me about Don Bluth's animating style is he has this strange fascination with how mouths work and move. And once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. It's especially apparent in his human characters more than any others, I think. So if you're watching like Titan AE, for instance, or Thumbelina, it's going to be a little harder for you to notice unless the characters have very defined lips. I'm thinking of Thumbelina and like, fucking Coochie Coochie. Oh, I'm forgetting everyone's names today. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. She's Charo. There we go. So like her character, Miss Frog, right? Her character, let's focus on the lips and focus on the mouth again. And like, on the one hand, when it comes to speech, it means that the characters often have very expressive mouths compared to say like Disney movies. It looks much less animated and a little bit more realistic, if that makes any sense, given the fact that it still looks animated. It's a very realistic movement of the face and the mouth. However, it gets to the point sometimes where it's like hyper realistic, and it's starting to feel a little bit like, Don Bluth, do you have a mouth fetish? I think you might have a mouth fetish. You're projecting something here in these. Oh God, right, Carol Channing's in that too. Fuck. I haven't watched these movies in such a long time. I don't know how I feel about watching them again. And there are some that I've never watched, honestly. There's some that I never watched. I know you mentioned Rockadoodle Elliot. I have never seen it. I'm sure at some point I will be forced to see it. I just like it. A lot of those movies belong in a similar class to Disney's The Black Cauldron, where it's like slightly weird to watch again. Anastasia, I think, is probably like one of the ones that I can handle okay and watch it and be okay with it. It still gets a little weird at set points, little grotesque. Again, that's the other thing about Don Bluth. He tends toward the grotesque in ways that made me very uncomfortable as a child. So it's just like, I don't like this. And like, I remember enough of American Tail that I was scared of it. I don't remember if it was a specific character or specific moments in movies, but like I like have a like gut feeling aversion to American Tail. We're talking about Don Bluth movies. Full Clockwork Orange. So I Right. Black Cauldron. The thing with Black Cauldron, though, is that there were parts that scared me as a kid, but that wasn't really what I took away from Black Cauldron. What I took away from Black Cauldron ultimately was this is bad. This is bad. And recently, my roommate and I, who is, my roommate is big into animation and especially Disney. Is this what she grew up with? We tried watching Black Cauldron, and it's really hard to watch. It's really difficult because it does not look good at all. At all. Like, it has not held up. Not that it ever was good in the first place. It was just Disney was really poor at the time and they were not doing well. It was before the Renaissance hit, but just like it was bad. And like, to give you another idea, fun fact though, we watched on Sunday, my roommate and I, we watched Fantasia and Fantasia 2000 back to back. Fantasia, just because I don't even remember why we started talking about it. Because I saw someone make a joke. Those basically whenever like big generic brands, I'm thinking like TJ Maxx and stuff like that, have merchandise that put music on things, it's kind of almost a meme at this point that the cheaper it is, the weirder the music will end up being. And one it looked like it was this big long tile basically, and the text on the music made it seem like it was "Oh Holy Night," but any musician worth their salt was looking at that music and saying, "This is Stravinsky's Rite of Spring." Specifically, the part, the second part that goes dun 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 dun, like that part. And it just had the lyrics to Holy Night underneath it, and I was just like, what's that? I want it. I want this. It's cursed. So I mentioned that to her, and she, with the dancers and the riot that it caused. So she didn't recognize it offhand, and so I played a little bit of it, and she's like, "Oh, wait a minute!" And she recognized that it was from Fantasia, specifically the first Fantasia, the dinosaur one, which we had both kind of collectively repressed from our memories because we were like, "Huh, right, that was scary as a kid." So we decided to watch Fantasia. And as we were watching Fantasia, we were geeking out about like, oh, look at how gorgeous all of this is. Like, this was Disney's attempt to show the artistry that can be done in animation and how it can work with other arts to create beautiful things. And it truly is still gorgeous and wonderful to watch, with some exceptions. The announcer is just a stick all the way up his ass. Apparently his daughter was like a hardcore libertarian as well, and like became prominent as a libertarian. Fantasia is a really good time, and just because the algorithm decided to recommend Fantasia 2000 after that, we're like, all right, well, you know what, let's put this back on. And we both remembered Fantasia 2000 very differently. Not from each other, we just remembered it differently as being really bad. Like, we were going into it being like, you know what, I remember this being awful. Yeah, I remember this being awful. It was like the first DVD that she had. It was one of the first that my family had. And so we went in, we tried to do it with more open mind, and walked away somewhat surprised. Actually, there is more good in Fantasia 2000 than there is bad, but what is bad is notable, I guess is what I would say. There's one part right at the beginning, I think it's literally even the first one, which is like the weird butterfly one. It might not be the first one. It's very early. The butterfly one set to Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, first movement. Da-da-da-dum, ba-ba-ba-bum, that one. It looks like my first 3D animation kind of a deal. Like, they used all 512 megabytes that was available to them at the time. Like, didn't age well. I don't think it looked good to begin with, actually, so one of the reasons why we were like, bleh. Then the whale one that was Respighi's Pines of Rome, which Pines of Rome is one of the most beautiful pieces on the planet. I will defend that to the day I die because the Pines of the Appian Way makes me feel something. It was like they combined 2D and 3D animation, and it looked very weird to start, but the longer you watched it, the less weird it seemed. Like the whales themselves were 3D, but their eyes and mouth were 2D. And after a little bit of getting used to that, it started feeling a little bit kind of like watching Who Framed Roger Rabbit in a way. It was like, this is integrated, I get this. And then it ended very, very gorgeously. Like, it looked gorgeous. And then the big extra no was the Tin Soldier set to Shostakovich Piano Concerto No. 2. The Tin Soldier one was bad. That was just straight up bad. Straight up bad. The other ones that I do remember being very good were like, you know, they just straight up copied fucking, what's it called? The Sorcerer's Apprentice again. It's like, oh, by the way, remember Mickey? That one? Yeah. Like, all right, fine. Donald Duck in the like Noah's Ark Pomp and Circumstance. That was funny. It was cute. The giving a flock of flamingos a yo-yo one is truly wonderful. Like, it was like, here's an ounce of serotonin, like right there for you. It was nice. And then yeah, the spring sprite right at the end with Firebird Suite, really gorgeous, really well done. And some dated CGI effects, but for the most part they did a really good job because it was mostly hand animated. Also, Firebird Suite is gorgeous, so they took Firebird a little literally, but you know what, fine. But the best one, and the one that is in my mind on a regular basis, and it will never leave, Rhapsody in Blue. Rhapsody in Blue. It's so good. And like stylistically, Al Hirschfeld, like just so well done. Stylistically, musically, animatedly, it's the best one, hands down. And it was funny too, because I was talking with my roommate as we were watching this, and she's like, I feel like I know this piece, and like I know this song, and I know it from something other than just this. Like, do I just know this song from this, or do I know it in general? She was asking me because of my background in music too. And I was like, no, you probably know it from this. Like, this was such a big deal when we were younger that this imprinted onto your brain. Let me tell you that right now. Rhapsody in Blue is a very famous piece, but like, that's the reason why. Like, you know Rhapsody in Blue because of this right here. So anyway, I don't want to delay too much longer, because otherwise we're going to be here for a while. I have no idea what's about to happen in the next couple seconds, so I am going to attempt to start this game. And hopefully it just works. Like this. Let's see if that helps. Ah, good. You are seeing it. Excellent. Is there a way for me to like subtitles on for sure? Classic mode voice dialogue. Classic mode voice. Oh, if you put it in classic mode, the dialogue will be there. Highlighting, audio settings, video. All right, it's all good to me. This is just what it looks like at 4K, I guess. Turn down my volume a little bit here.
Well, Guybrush Threepwood, you do turn up in the strangest places.
Hi, Elaine. Do you think you can help me out?
How'd you get into this mess?
It's kind of a long story.
Oh, that's okay. I've got time.
I've got time.
It all started on Scab Island. Some of my admiring fans had pressured me into telling my LeChuck evaporating story once.
So you're literally telling me this game starts with a
Scab Island.
You're wondering how I got here.
So I bust into the church and say, "Now you're in for it, you bilious bag of barnacle bait." And then LeChuck cries, "Guybrush, have mercy! I can't take it anymore!"
I think I know how he must have felt.
Yeah, if I hear this story one more time, I'm gonna be crying myself.
Don't you have any new stories?
Well, actually, that's why I'm here on Scab Island. I'm on a whole new adventure.
Growing a mustache?
No, bigger than that.
A beard?
No, I'm in search of treasure. The biggest treasure of them all. A treasure so valuable and so well hidden that it haunts the dreams of every pirate on the seas.
You mean
Big whoop.
None other.
Big whoop.
Here, there's treasure on Scab Island.
Well, I didn't know that before. Now I'm trying to charter a ship and look someplace else. When I return, I'll have riches galore and a whole new story.
Or you'll have died trying.
either way, we won't have to hear about LeChuck anymore.
Big whoop. We're here
Ha! Those guys wouldn't know a good story even if
to
they...
find the treasure of Big Whoop.
When I find Big Whoop, I'll become a legend among pirates for generations to come. I can only charter a ship and get off this stinking island.
Oh, I thought he was going to walk back on screen. The Largo embargo. Okay. Or the cargo embargo. Is that a C or an L? Largo makes less sense. Cargo sounds... All right, I don't want to press A for audio commentary. Go away. Now, however, I do want to know, how do I swap between the two things? Switch mode is F1. Okay. Okay. I just want to see. Like, it's always fun, especially with these remaster things, to swap. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. It's kind of cool how it does like the zoom effect too. It's neat. This is a very different experience, however. I prefer the remaster because I'm awful.
Welcome to Woodtick. No treasure hunting zone. Oops, I think I broke the sign. Welcome to Woodtick. No treasure hunting zone.
I broke the sign, but it's not broken.
Where do you think you're going, Fancy Pants? You ain't from these parts, are you? This is a toll bridge. You gotta pay.
Is this some sort of bribe situation?
No, more like extortion. Here, allow me to demonstrate.
Woo!
Help! Police!
Scream as loud as you want. There's no police on Scab Island.
Who eats the donuts and roughs up the transients? A cab.
The donuts and roughs up the transients.
Alright, roughs up on needs roughing up on this island.
Whoa!
Hey, you're loaded. This is my lucky night. Remember, wherever you go, on sea or on land, you can't ever hide from Largo Ligre.
Aha. The Largo embargo.
Tough town. I guess I should have got those traveler's checks.
So you have no money anymore. Is that it? Ooh, it's like a whole thing.
Help wanted. 1 week's salary in advance. Inquire below.
Is that a split back there? No, okay.
It says Woody.
That's me.
All right, come on. Oh, okay.
Yeah?
What's the problem with that Largo guy?
He really goes against my grain. I'd like to make a
Ba-dum-bum.
table out of him.
Ba-dum-bum.
With all my tools, I'm still unable to create the one thing that could do this island some good.
Which is?
All-night tattoo parlor?
No. Like a voodoo doll of Largo Legrand.
Oh,
That is very specific.
nice apron. Are you some sort of chef?
No. I'm a woodsmith, which gives one of us an excuse for dressing funny.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
A woodchuck could chuck no amount of wood since a woodchuck can't chuck wood.
But if a woodchuck could chuck and would chuck some amount of wood, what amount of wood would a woodchuck chuck?
Even if a woodchuck could chuck wood, and even if a woodchuck would chuck wood, should a woodchuck chuck wood?
This is gonna keep going, isn't it?
Should chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood as long as a woodchuck would chuck wood.
Oh, shut up.
I'd like to look around a bit.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Get your hands away from there. It's adjusted to my height. Oh, no, you don't. It's adjusted to my height.
It's adjusted to my height.
Sturdy workbench.
Everything's laid out just how I need it.
Oh boy, it's Buzzsaw Girl.
No one touches her but me. Oh, no, you don't. It's not a toy. What do you think you're doing? I need all of them. Yeah?
I'd like to look around a bit.
Sure thing. Hey, don't touch that.
That's about the best peg leg I've ever seen.
Thanks. I made it myself.
Nice craftsmanship.
I made it myself.
All right.
I'm not holding it.
Not sure what that was about.
Hello.
Nice map.
Drew it myself.
It's a pile of blank paper. I've got enough.
Okay, so I stole some paper. We got something at least.
Reminds me of a dollhouse I once had. I mean, my, sister once had.
Oh,
Excuse me.
toxic masculinity means nothing.
Hi there. Can I help you?
Hi, I'm Guybrush. Who are you?
Wally. Wally B. Feed. At your service.
I have some questions about Scab Island.
Why? Thinking about moving here?
Actually, I'm trying to get off it as soon as possible.
Good luck. With the sailing embargo Largo's imposed on Scab, it's hard to get anywhere. Which doesn't help my business, let me tell you.
You know anything about this Largo guy?
He's just the local hood, shakes down everybody in town. Nobody comes or goes from Scab because Largo makes them pay through the nose.
Yeah, tell me about it. Where's the governor's mansion?
There is no governor on Scab. This is an anarchist cooperative of pirates, cutthroats, and other criminals. A haven for roughnecks and rebels like me. The only authority on this island is that bully Largo.
I'm looking for some room and board.
Well, I hear there's a new chef down at the Bloody Lip. And the Swamp Rot Inn has all the comforts of the sea. But I think Largo's booked the whole thing.
Thanks for the lowdown.
Anytime.
Do you know
right.
anything about Big Whoop?
Uh-oh, who sent you here? I should warn you, I'm heavily armed.
Nobody sent me. I'm freelance.
You better not try for my files. All my research on Big Whoop is in there.
Are you looking for Big Whoop too?
Well, I haven't really been able to find out much hard information. What do you know about it?
I know I'm looking for it, and that's about it.
You mean you never heard of the 4 men who buried it?
All right, sure. Tell me about it.
Tell me all about it.
Well, all anyone knows for sure is that there was a shipwreck. The merchant vessel Elaine went down in a terrible storm.
Elaine.
Only 4 crew members survived. They washed up on a remote deserted island. Some say its name was Inky Island, but I don't believe that.
Well, why don't you believe it?
Because there's no such island. Anyway, that's where they supposedly found Big Whoop.
But what is Big Whoop?
Whatever it was so wonderful, or so horrible, that they never wanted anyone else to find it. So, they took the map they made of the island and split it up among the 4 of them, and they all went their separate ways.
Where are they now?
Well, I don't even know their names. I'd go look them up at the Fat City Library, if it weren't for this stupid Largo embargo. Of course,
There's a lot of,
just be an old legend. But if I could just see the map of that island, I bet I could recognize the shape of the land and track it down myself.
What exactly do you do here?
I'm a cartographer.
You do open heart surgery? In here?
No, I'm the map-making sort of cartographer.
Oh. What kind of maps do you make?
Every kind a pirate could need. My eyes have seen the whole world, and there's not a part of it I haven't put down on paper. Maps are very, very important.
Actually, I prefer to just stop and ask directions.
That's what Magellan thought. Ha ha ha! Sorry, cartographer joke.
Is longitude the sideways one, or is that latitude? I can never remember which is which.
It's so cute when you lay people try to understand geography. I could try to explain it, but it would probably just go over your head.
You know, I could just sit and talk about maps all day.
Hey, me too!
Is that all you do? Make maps?
Well, I do some restoration work too. I paste them together, recopy them, paint little cupids in the corners. You know, artsy-fartsy stuff. Maps are very, very important.
Huh. All right.
I don't travel.
That's even better. With good maps, you can see the whole world without leaving your living room.
Would you mind if I just looked around?
No, be my guest.
Well, I already did, so, I mean... Is anything more to look at? Besides, yeah, leaving. Men of low moral fiber, otherwise known as pirates.
Nice. Nice.
Alright, I'm guessing I have to trap that at some point.
Not responsible for lost buttons or hooks. Not responsible for stains left on clothing.
This is a laundry guy.
Looks nice enough. What do you know about Largo Legrand?
I don't know anything about cargo or contraband. I'm clean.
Who are you?
Sure, Sonny, I can get out stew. That's easy. I can also extract grog, spit, and swamp mud. That's because I'm Mad Marty. I'm mad about getting your clothes the cleanest they can be.
I got a laundry type question.
Shoot.
Would you be able to get out ketchup?
Get out? Catch up? What do you want me to do?
Nothing. I got a laundry type question.
Shoot.
Do you do alterations here?
Alterations? You mean change the numbers on your food stamps? You got some nerve.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'd like to pick up some clothes.
You have your claim ticket, Sonny.
I lost it while being keel hauled.
Your dog got mauled? What does that have to do with a claim ticket?
Oh, never mind. Oops, I thought I wanted to talk to you, but I don't.
But I don't. But I don't.
Excuse me?
What is it?
Remember me? I'm Guybrush.
Do we know you?
Here we go, meta stuff.
You tried to sell me the minutes of a PTA meeting in the last game, claiming it was a map?
Map? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, really.
Why did you wake us up, Gorbush?
What happened to your leg?
It happened during a performance.
That's what we do for a living now.
You see, after our circus failed, we started a pirate catering business on nearby Fat Island.
The sacking lunch. It was quite lucrative.
Why aren't you still doing that?
The governor of the island made us an offer we, couldn't refuse. So, we sold him the business.
What did you do with the money?
We sank the money into one of those newfangled glass-bottom boats
We wanted to take passengers on sightseeing trips.
and search for a place called Drinky Island in our spare time.
Boy, did we ever want to get there.
Aside from the obvious reason, we had inside information that Drinky was in fact the resting place of the legendary treasure of Big Whoop.
Big whoop.
Big whoop? I'm looking for that too.
Well, I hope your luck is better than ours.
You see, we got a bit of a raw deal on the boat.
Seems the salesman didn't have any glass for the bottom, so he just left a gaping hole there.
By the time we noticed, we were taking on water, fast.
We ended up stranded on a tiny desert island.
When did we get to the performing part?
We met a philosopher on the island, and he told us something which changed our lives.
What? What is it? What did he say? Tell me already.
He told us that all the world is a stage and that we are merely players. So, we became performance artists.
When he lost the leg, Frank was brilliantly showing the inseparability of the path man walks from the food chain.
The symbolism of the cheese was essential. You know, this leg is looking sort of dingy. Would you get some polish over at the Woodsmiths and polish it for me?
Give me money for the polish.
Okay.
Is that your rat?
Yes, we call him Munster Monster because of his insatiable passion for cheese.
What are you guys doing up there?
We're performing.
That's right. Performing. In our current work, we portray man's response to global environmental issues of a changing world.
How come you have to perform on that ledge?
To show the precarious nature of the situation, so to speak.
Right.
I think you're overlooking the potential symbolism to be gained by your closeness to the Earth.
But,
All right, you got us. We're really up here because...
well, we're afraid to come down.
What?
What's the word for it, Frank?
Groundophobia?
It's the opposite of acrophobia. Something like orcaphobia.
Fear of killer whales?
Say what you will, we're not coming down.
See you later.
Okay.
Scarcely contain our anticipation.
And back to bed.
It's just a bucket.
Hey, leave that alone.
Sorry, is this your bucket?
Well,
No.
So you won't mind if I take it?
I guess not.
Hey, leave that alone. But also, don't actually care. So, never mind. Good. Oh, jeez. Can I not make him go faster? Nope. Oh, hey, look, there's a little alligator.
Oh, isn't that cute? I could lose a finger doing that. I could lose a finger doing that.
Okay, don't touch the alligator. Noted.
Excuse me, I'd like a room, please.
Sorry, we only have one and it's full.
Only one?
Only one guest.
Yes, but that dang Largo eats like 30.
I'd have to have a room first. You're supposed to leave these things open.
What kind of inn only has one room?
That's a private room. No going up there.
Nice.
Be with you in a second. Be with you in a second.
Excuse me, I'd like a room, please.
Sorry, we only have one and it's full.
All right, not much to say here then, I guess. Let's try going down where they have a help wanted sign, I guess.
It reads, JoJo, appearing nightly, no cover charge. I should have listened to my mother. I should have practiced. It's a metronome. No thanks. Too many bad memories of piano lessons. What is he using to clean those glasses?
His spit, which somehow is green,
Nice.
and disturbingly so.
Excuse me,
Yeah, boy?
how's business?
It's just terrible. No one ever comes down here anymore. Largo's got all my regulars spooked. You know, I can mix any drink there is, make anything you could name, but I can't make the one thing that could really do this island some good.
What's that?
A voodoo doll of Largo LeGrand. You there? Uh-oh.
Somehow,
And put it in
two people said the same thing? Ugh.
Fork over the dough or you'll be serving Bloody Marys for a week. From your nose. That's all I have. Well, you better have more tomorrow, or we might have to move this stump to a new location. Like, say, the bottom of the ocean.
Boy, you just gave him all your money?
I don't want to talk about it.
Excuse me,
All right.
Yeah, boy?
It's a
I saw your sign outside. What's
good
it-
start.
Oh, yeah. I really should take that thing down. I hired a new cook just this morning, but if things don't work out with him, I'll let you know.
Want to see my scar?
Depends. Is there a good story behind it?
As a matter of fact, there is. It's a story of the ghost pirate LeChuck and his gruesome demise.
Heard it. This is the one where he drinks too much root beer and burps so hard he explodes, right?
Not exactly.
Frankly, I don't care much for stories that promote moderation in drinking. A business to run, you know.
Moderation and drinking.
Shaken, not stirred.
Maybe you'd like a Shirley Temple instead.
I'm old enough. Look at my beard.
Ha! That's the oldest trick in the book. Tell you what, I'll let you have some near grog. Doesn't have any alcohol in it, but it's just as nasty smelling and foul tasting as that stuff grown-ups drink.
Right on.
Oh, wait, what am I saying? I just sold the last of it to Kate. Sorry.
Rats.
Of course, if you have some ID.
Who's this Kate person you mentioned?
Ah, the courageous Captain Kate Capsize. Tough as steel, sharp as nails. She rents her ship out, does some freelance pirating. Her only loyalty is to the highest bidder. Don't get on her bad side.
Nice place you have here.
All right.
See ya.
Not sure what else to do at that point. Spit dripping down a wall.
Largo's been here. That's sick. I don't want to touch it with my hands.
Okay, how do I... There we go.
There isn't enough spit to put in the bucket.
Okay.
Hey, hired help only.
It's a metronome. No thanks. Too many bad memories of piano lessons. I should have listened to my mother. I should have practiced. It's blank. Yuck.
Oh, that worked. Okay. Spit on paper, though. Not quite sure how any of these things work together, but we will do what we can. Polish my leg is literally the only thing I got going for me right now. Hold on a second. Someone tried breaking into my apparently I have a Walmart account and tried breaking into it 2 weeks ago and just tried doing it again, but I turned on two-factor authentication, so they have to have my phone in order to log back in. Haha.
Yeah?
Could I buy some wood polish?
That's 1 piece of 8. Anything else?
I'd like to look around a bit.
Sure thing.
Okay. So then if I polish this guy's leg. What happens?
Thanks. Here's a piece of 8 for your trouble.
Oh, okay.
That wouldn't be wise.
I have a weird idea.
I'd like to pick up some clothes.
You have your claim ticket, Sonny.
No, I don't have my claim ticket.
You don't have to shout at me. I can hear you. But I can't give you your clothes without a claim ticket.
Oops, I thought I wanted to talk to you, but I don't. That's sick. That's sick. That's sick. There isn't enough spit to put in the bucket. Can't dig that, Daddy. I don't want to polish that. I don't want to polish that.
All right, never mind. I have no idea. There's something I'm missing so far. Let me try going out of the little area here. I can travel around things. Aha, a stick. Very useful.
Looks closed. This door appears to be locked.
It's locked.
It's locked.
It's locked.
Steamin' weenies, 20 feet.
What does that mean? Fink and Bart.
He's back.
Tell me about this Largo guy.
A two-bit thug. He's nothing but a low-down weasel.
So why don't you kick Largo off the island?
Well, we would.
But he was very close to LeChuck.
But LeChuck's gone forever.
I heard they never found his body.
That's because I blew it into 1,000 pieces.
Oh no, not this story again.
How's the pirate biz?
Horrible.
The sailing embargo has all of us pirates landlocked. We can't go about our business.
Some of us tried pirating on land, but it just didn't feel right.
Any idea where I could hire a ship?
You'll need to go to the far side of the island, and there you'll meet a man named Captain Dread.
Yikes. Sounds intimidating.
Not really, once you get to know him.
Of course, he can't take you anywhere until Largo lifts his sailing embargo.
Do you guys know any piratey songs?
Sure, Fink here knows a million. Go ahead, Fink. Sing that one about Scab Island.
Okay, we're gonna get a song. I'm here for this.
Rather be a pirate on Scab than a scab on a pirate. And if you listen to me gab, I'll tell you why I admire it. Oh, the people aren't too friendly, the weather's not the best. The lodging's too expensive and Largo's quite a pest. But the thing I like about Scab is what it hasn't got. No mayor or police force, and no jail in which to ride.
That was beautiful.
Well done. Well done.
See you, salty dog.
We are done, however.
Do we have any weenies left?
So that's it. Wonder if I can pry open the door or something like that.
That doesn't seem to work. I can't dig that, Daddy.
Yeah, I do wish I could make him move faster. Am I just not able to? Nope. Guess not. Okay. It was a thought. It was a hope. Okay, let's go to the swamp then. The International House of Mojo.
International House of Mojo.
Oh, a bat.
It looks murky. I don't want to touch it with my hands.
Bucket?
Wow, a whole bucket of mud. And it's mine! All mine!
Never know when you'll need it.
Creepy, but apparently seaworthy.
Okay. Canoeing with a coffin. This is new. Oh. That's a look. Woo! Did not know where that was going.
It appears to be yo-yo string. I'll just take a little. Display model. Well, it appears to be bolted to the table. Ash to life, the uncremating cream.
Hey, that's just a display model.
Ah, a person.
Guybrush Threepwood. It's been a long time since you last came to see me.
Do I know you from somewhere?
Ah, we often forget those who help us most.
We do?
It was I who told you how to do away with LeChuck. I told you where to find the voodoo antiroot and how to turn it into the powerful ghost-dissolving potion you needed.
Oh, yeah, now I remember. Tell me about this Largo guy.
He's a weak little man who bullies this whole island around.
Like her throne, though.
Because he was once LeChuck's right-hand man.
Yeah, but LeChuck's history. I got rid of him myself.
True evil can never be destroyed completely. You will see.
Ominous.
Why don't you just put a curse on Largo?
I've tried. My most powerful magic lies in voodoo dolls. But to make an effective doll, I need some items from Largo's person, and no one's brave enough to go get them for me.
Here we go. Now we get to how this is supposed to work.
Are you willing to help me make one?
Maybe?
To make it work, you need to bring me some personal artifacts of the victim. One from each of the 4 basic voodoo groups. Something of the thread, something of the head, something of the body, and something of the dead.
Hey.
It rhymes even.
For the thread, I need a piece of Largo's clothing, and a lock of hair will do for the head. Bring me a sample of fluid from his body.
I got that one.
Dead relatives, you must acquire some remnant of a corpse. Here, take the shopping list.
The shopping list?
Thanks.
Do you have any of those ingredients with you?
I have some of his spit.
Excellent.
Why is it green? I still...
Have you brought me any other ingredients?
I'll bring you more later.
Good.
I just dropped the thing. Well, hey, I had more to talk about, didn't I?
Have you brought me any more ingredients?
Oh.
I'll bring you more later.
Good. Now go.
Looks like bound editions of Voodoo Quarterly. No, that stuff's way too technical for me.
All right. Sailing away in our little coffin mobile. And we're done in the swamp. We have the way to make the voodoo doll, which is apparently how we're going to take care of this guy. Cemetery seems like a fair place to try looking, you know.
Warning, quarantine tomb. Inhabitants died of green tongue fever. It looks like it's been sealed shut, but then again, why would I want to go in there?
I don't know. What's green tongue fever?
Stands casual crosses for graves that don't need to dress up. Here lies Hank Plank. Does anybody recognize that name? He didn't have any money on him when he died, and somebody's got to pay for the funeral. Stan. Stan's Cozy Crypts, a place to spend eternity, not a fortune. The Quagmires, no trespassing. The Ricketts, no trespassing. Here lie the Gordo brothers, too big for any ship. Let's hope the Earth can hold them.
Okay.
The grave of the unknown pirate. These spots reserved for our privileged future customers.
Oh.
Here lies Daredevil Jim McDowell. Hand of steel, leg of wood. Jim took every risk he could. A life of action, that was Jim's. Too bad he ran out of limbs. No man commanded Jean-Louise, not on land and not on water. John did whatever he did please, until he kissed the gunner's daughter. There once was a girl named Carrie, who thought that she soon should marry. She went into town and flirted around. She didn't get wed, she got buried.
Womp.
Marco Largo Legrand. Hell on sea or sand. The good news is, he's dead. The bad news is, he bred.
He bred. Fucking.
This is creepy feeling.
Do it. I'm appreciating the ambiance here.
I'd swear on my grandfather's grave, something weird is going on.
Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
grouts. No trespassing.
No trespassing. Well, that was not anywhere near as difficult as I thought it was going to be. I would figure there would be, I don't know, something, literally anything to be like, hey, you can't just do that. Or like some kind of puzzle to solve, but it really was just like, just pick the right one. Wait, pants fall down? Did I not? Whose pants? And how did I not? That's a good question.
It says, and I quote, Captain Dread's ship charters. 20 pieces of 8. Inquire within.
20? Yeesh. Oh, I did not notice that. Oh, God. I don't know if you're right or wrong. Honestly, I don't know. So you might be.
Go look.
Oops.
Are you Captain Dread?
Yeah, man, I'm Captain Dread. What can I do for you?
Get it? Dreadlocks. Okay. That was, yep.
Natty Dreads.
Thanks, man.
I need to charter a ship.
I can't charter you my ship because a while ago I lost my lucky sailing necklace. I called it my eye that has seen the world. I can't sail without it? No way, man. Besides, that mean and nasty guy Largo, he has an embargo on the island. No ships can sail in or out without his approval. There's no way he would let me leave.
Tell me more about that necklace thingy you lost.
It happened some time ago. My navigator and I set sail for this legendary island. When we arrived, we were taken prisoner by cannibals. I escaped, man. But my navigator was not so lucky. All I found of him was one of his eyeballs. And I've kept it as a good luck charm.
Lovely.
Gee, I think I've met your friend.
Unlikely.
I gotta run. Lots of treasure hunting to do.
Okay. Bye, man. Come again.
So wait, is this like the friend is the person, the cartographer? Is that, how could they be on the same island and never have interacted? Not like there are a lot of people here. Where do I go from here? From the head? Oh, the head of that's okay. That was, yep, things I should have brushed up on.
It's tied to the post. And it's securely fastened. I'm not holding it. Excuse me, I'd like a room, please.
Sorry, we only have one and it's full.
Hello.
Hi, Wally.
Oh, hello, Mr. Brush.
Would you mind if I just looked around?
No, be my guest.
Okay.
Hello.
I don't think that'll work.
It is thought.
I don't want to polish that.
Oh, these games require some kind of thought process that I am not very good at, don't they?
Yeah?
I'd like to look around a bit.
Sure thing.
I don't want to polish that. I don't want to polish that. Excuse me.
Yeah, boy?
Grog, please.
I'll need to see some ID for that.
In that case, I'll take my business elsewhere.
Sorry, kid.
I am stuck. There is... Hold on. I was to say, there is a hint system. I know I'm missing a few of the ingredients, but the clues about.
Great
Okay.
recipes from the International House of Mojo, page 139. Aunt Helen's special voodoo doll mix. Something of the thread, something of the head, something of the body, and something of the dead.
Okay.
Something of the thread, something of the head, something of the body, and something of the dead.
Hello?
Something of the thread has to be here, but like.
It's sparkly clean.
Right, that's what I'm not sure what to do.
I don't think that'll work.
What do you mean? Make it dirty.
No ticket, no laundry.
It's too soggy.
I need cheese.
I can't reach it.
Yeah, but I can't seem to make it happen.
It's securely fastened. It's securely fastened. It's securely fastened. That doesn't seem to work. I can't dig that, Daddy. That doesn't seem to work. I don't want to polish that.
Okay.
Hello?
You are really not helping me here, like. What's it called? Should be UHS hints. Yeah. That's something that I definitely thought about. Oh. Yep, I think maybe. Yep, see, there's a window. I didn't see that. And it doesn't get highlighted either. But that's how you get into the kitchen. Nice and smooth.
Ugh, it's all cans of fruit cocktail. I hate fruit cocktail. It's a cold potato and leek soup. The fire's out. Excuse me.
Don't bug me. I'm cooking.
Well, that soup looks rather like this.
I hate vichyssoise.
So are we ruining it?
I hate vichyssoise.
No?
It's too soggy.
Well. Nice. Now I can cut the thing. That's pretty straightforward. Just didn't know that I could get into the kitchen.
Hey, how'd old Pegbiter get loose? I'd better go catch him before he catches somebody else.
Cheese squigglies. What am I?
Perfect. I just wanted to make sure there was cheese in there. I was pretty sure it was cheese, but now that I know there definitely is cheese, we're good to go.
I don't see anything special about it. Then again, I never really have understood art. Messy, messy, messy. Largo could be back any minute.
Ah, speaking of.
I thought it was my room.
Well, it ain't. So get the f out of here.
Damn.
Scram, kid.
Now you should be able to check Largo's room. No, I cannot, actually. No, I cannot. So how do I only like have a limited time? Is that why? And I have to just do it again? I know, censor and all, right? We all know what you said. We all heard you.
Nice. I don't want to steal his bell. I feel bad enough setting his alligator free. You're supposed to leave these things open.
What are you doing in here again?
Well, I'm not sure how to do that yet, but I do have at least one thing that I could tell is a thing to do, so I will
think I'm too clumsy to hold the stick and tie a knot at the same time.
Come on.
I think it's yo-yo string. Nice. It won't fit in my pocket. It's closed.
Okay. I have the rat locked in a box.
Hey! Yo!
So now what do I do with the rat in a box? It's not helping me at this moment, but yeah, did all this, finally figured it out. Okay. Okay. I guess I have to open the... I'm just worried about opening the box. Okay, but I have a rat now. And now we can make the kitchen look bad, so we can get the job, so we can get the money, so we can hire the guy when we get... I don't know. It's complicated, alright?
Good thing this is a cold soup. Excuse me.
I'm trying to work.
The barkeep might see me.
I feel bad. I am going to get this guy fired. All in the name of something. Of course, he's spitting into his glasses, so I'm kind of surprised a rat matters.
Hey, how's the stew tonight?
Stew? Oh, gosh. We only serve gourmet chilled soups here. In fact, our new cook has been working all day on a very special vichyssoise. Let me go see how he's doing.
Of course, mind you, he's not cutting up the potatoes.
Vichyssoise, Bernard.
Excellent, sir. Won't you have a taste?
I think I will. Oh my God! What kind of demented recipe book are you using? You're fired!
But, sir...
Out! Get out of my sight! This is the most disgusting, filthy mess I've ever seen in my life! Look at all the hair! And what's this stuff? How am I ever gonna get rid of this junk?
Well, that happened.
Here's your soup.
I'm really not that hungry anymore.
Dang. Hey, can you cook?
A little.
How'd you like a career in the fast-paced world of pub food cuisine?
Are you saying there's an opening in the kitchen?
Yeah. You interested?
I don't know. How much does it pay?
420 pieces of 8 a week. First week paid in advance.
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
Great. Job is yours. Here's a week's worth of wages. Now go
How did you get the money?
that apron and get to work.
Okie dokie. I hate fruit cocktail.
Vicious avec rat hairs.
Yuck, a rat's been swimming in it.
Alright, well, I have money. Nice. Alright. Now what?
Hello?
Nice monocle.
Thanks. I can't see a thing without it. Hey, where's my monocle? I can't see a thing without my monocle.
Alright, Velma.
Where is that thing?
It's mean. That was mean. I feel bad. I feel bad. Still not helping me, huh? If I go back in here...
It's a bit on the tattered side. I don't like to get naked in other men's rooms.
I was kind of hoping you would,
It doesn't seem to stay closed.
Will this work?
I think I hear Largo coming.
Yeah, I think it might.
What the hell?
Oh, so hell isn't censored.
Whoever did this is gonna pay. I can't get this thing off my head.
I mean, is that all it takes to defeat him?
Get this thing off my head. Somebody's gonna be real sorry.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that. He looked pretty steamed.
Does that matter? Do we care?
I'd better not touch them. It looks like somebody's trying to grow penicillin.
How do you know what penicillin is? What year is this again? Like, hold on a minute. So we got his clothes dirty, which means that...
You're making me mad, Marty.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Look, I want it free and I want it tonight.
Party tonight? Sure, I'll come.
I'm talking about getting my laundry.
Don't worry about me. I've been dry for 3 years.
I said I need it back tonight.
What? Yeah, we'll stay out all night.
This is useless. You tell them I'll be back to pick it up. Or else.
Okay.
I'd like to pick up some clothes.
You have your claim ticket, Sonny.
It was stolen.
Taking it bowling was a dumb thing to do.
I got a laundry type question.
Shoot.
Actually, nothing. I don't care about clean clothes.
Ew.
I don't have wheat loaves.
I didn't think you would. Oops. I thought I wanted to talk to you, but I don't.
Okay. So I need a claim ticket. So... maybe I just steal it from his room again? That easy? I don't want to know why the... woodworker, that's it, exists.
Messy, messy, messy. It's already open. It's empty. It's a bit on the tattered side. I can't reach it.
Well,
Largo could be back any minute.
There's something in here you can pick up. Look at the bowl on the ground. I don't need to. Okay. How do I get the ticket then? Wouldn't he not have brought it back to his room? There'll be something missing here. Okay. That was dumbly easy. I feel dumb. Nothing like these games. Like these games, like nothing else, make me feel truly dumb. Like, I didn't think of the simplest damn thing. Even though it was a little out of the way, it feels like I should have just known that.
I'll see what we have ready for Mr. Legrand. I know it's here somewhere. I saw it a while ago. Now, where was it?
Parrots?
Ah, here it comes.
Okay. I don't know what to make of that particular moment. I know that's meant to be kind of funny, but that is, weird. Outdated humor. All right. I mean, no commentary on it, I guess. Just make of it what you will, I suppose. Oh, it was just a bra. Like, it was like, oh, well, what do we have for Mr. Legrand? Oh, it's a bra. Ha 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 ha. Bra, cross-dressing, something like that. Gender. Again.
Have you brought me any more ingredients?
I have his toupee.
Not quite a part of his head, but maybe I can get some scalp fragments from it. Have you brought me any other ingredients?
I have the bone of his grandfather.
Perfect. Do you have the final ingredient?
I have this pearly white bra.
Yes, that will work.
Also, who? White, though? Unless you need to, don't wear white.
Voodoo doll to be reckoned with. Let me get my juju bag. And now for the ingredients. A dandruff flake from Largo's head. A single piece of Largo's thread. A drop of fluid from his body. A single chip off the bone of the dead. And finally, some miscellaneous voodoo herbs and seasonings, including monosodium glutamate. This ought to be good.
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Who do we appreciate?
Who do we assassinate?
Oh, even better.
Largo, yeah.
It's just like a shake and bake chicken thing here.
Hey, that looks just like him. Thanks, Voodoo Lady.
One more thing. Some of the ingredients were not the optimum specimens. It should still work, but it will have a limited range. You will have to get close to Largo. Very close.
Okay, like right up close. While we're out, let's go bring what's-his-face, Captain Dread, the eye, otherwise known as just a spyglass or monocle. Magnifying thingamabob. Of course, it's a houseboat too. It's not exactly a boat. Not sure about that. I'm getting such weird texts right now, God.
Me again.
So I see. What can I do for you this time, man?
Why can't I charter your ship?
Like I said before, man.
I gotta run.
Hold on.
I gotta run. Lots of treasure hunting to do.
Okay. Bye, man. Come again.
Yeah, but I got it. No, go back. Just give him the thing.
Would you like my monocle?
Thanks, man. This'll do just fine for me lucky sailing necklace. What can I do for ya?
I gotta run. Lots of treasure hunting to do.
Okay. Bye, man. Come again.
Okay. Just figured we'd do that while we were here, you know. Yes to subscribe to recurring automated personal marketing alerts, e.g. cart reminders from Tommy John. It's an underwear company? Recurring automated personal marketing alerts from Tommy John. Fixed men's underwear. Why? How did... Does someone have my phone number and they're like plugging into random shit? Like, what's going on here? What is going on? Just making sure I'm not getting like hacked somewhere or something. Give me a second. Sorry, everybody. Give me a minute. This is unintended, unexpected moment. I mean, I guess, let me see if maybe I can delete that Walmart account, then it won't be a problem, right? Okay, that should have just come through. Okay, they just had the canceled thing. I don't have anything else. Okay, can I close this account? No. No. Right, well, just gonna walk away. I mean, the thing is that the card I have on that account is so incredibly old and outdated that there's no way anyone can use it. Like, it expired such a long time ago that you can't. Which was interesting that someone was able to order something using someone else's card on that account that I used once. Again, it just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make much sense.
No. thanks. Yeah?
I'd like to look around a bit.
Sure
No.
thing.
What is the point of the woodsmith and all this stuff in there? I really don't understand it.
Hey, what are you doing in here? Get out of my room and stay out.
So I have to find a way to get in.
I think Largo's out of voodoo range.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to pick up the cheese squigglies.
Every time I turn around, you're there. It's people like you who make people like me who we are. You have some nerve barging in here.
Oh, you just do.
Take
Okay.
that, you stumpy little dim-witted toad.
What? Who do you think you are?
I'm Guybrush Threepwood. People don't always recognize me. Why, I carry this.
I'm gonna tear you limb from limb. How are you doing that?
Largo the Grand, you are a no-good, vicious two-bit thug. I command you to give me back my money and leave this island.
Ha! I already spent all your money.
Oh, well, I command you to leave this island.
Just you try and make...
I mean, you're like fully stabbing that fucking voodoo doll.
What's that? You killed LeChuck?
As a matter of fact, I did. Quite an interesting story, actually.
The fortune teller said she did in LeChuck.
She did she? Does she have one of these?
Is that?
Yes, LeChuck's beard. Still alive and wriggling.
Let me...
Why is it wriggling?
Boy, it is alive.
Why did you just put that in your pants?
For years. Now we can bring it back to life. Look out, world! The most fearsome pirate of all time will soon sail the seas again.
Indeed. The alive beard definitely gets that sticker.
I'm afraid it's true, Guybrush. If they have any animated tissue, they can reanimate his whole body.
But I blew his body into a zillion gooey pieces.
Not his body, Guybrush. You destroyed his spirit form. His body was safely buried far away.
But by now it must be...
rotten, partially decomposed. Yes. And I don't think...
Why is
any more
the
pleasant to
beard physical then?
Yes.
He's gonna try to kill me.
Undoubtedly.
Can you give me something to protect me?
He has magic just as strong as mine. Nothing I could give you would protect you. But there is a way out.
What is it?
You're doing it right now.
Fiddling with the change in my pocket?
Hunting for Big Whoop.
Oh, yeah, I was doing that, wasn't I?
Big Whoop isn't just a treasure. It
Okay.
contains the secret to another world.
It's called a MacGuffin.
And you'll be able to escape LeChuck forever.
But I know so little about Big Whoop.
Take this book.
Big Whoop, Unclaimed Bonanza or Myth. And where'd you get this?
I checked it out at the Fat City Library. I foresaw your need.
Gee,
Okay.
thanks.
The library has everything you need.
Checked it out, so be sure and return it when you're through reading. The overdue fines in Fat City are pretty steep.
Gee, thanks.
All right, well, we're done. Time to leave. Just hop in my little boat here. Off to our little peninsula moment. Get to our boat. Charter it. You know, huge. Just sitting here watching him slowly walk. Very slowly walk. I am not stuck, not yet. I was stuck a little while ago. Very stuck. But now I know what I'm doing mostly.
So I see. What can I do for you this time, on?
I need to charter a ship.
Let's go.
You're in luck, my friend. Rumor has it that Largo's been run off the island.
I had no small part in that.
Sail again. Only problem is that you don't look like the type that has 20 pieces of it.
Bitch, I got money. Don't worry. I got tons of money. This girl's a working girl.
You're standing in it, man.
Yikes.
Format Pieces, Part 2.
Deep in the Caribbean, hidden by an endless storm, lies LeChuck's fortress.
Properly ominous.
So, when are we gonna resurrect the old bloated fool? Oops.
Too late. He's already awake.
Come in just this one time, Largo. Only because they tell me you found Guybrush Threepwood.
It's Threepwood, and I found him on...
No one can get his name right. It's great.
No one gets the upper hand on LeChuck without getting what he deserves.
Does he know
to me,
what happened to his spirit?
I am entrusting this to you.
Huh.
Do not fail me.
Never, your voodoo lordship.
Aye. Guybrush Threepwood is finished. I need you to start building me a very special doll.
With pleasure.
Okay.
I'm off to find Big Whoop.
Parrot Chow. Well, this is a boat.
Welcome to the Jolly Rasta. Where'd you want to go?
I don't know. What are my choices?
I only know how to get to Tree Islands, man.
What are they?
There's where we just came from, Scab Island.
Raid. Hello, Chibitrice. Welcome. Welcome to everyone who just joined.
All the Time Island. It's run by one of the most respected and loved governors around, Governor Elaine Marley.
Oh, hold on a minute.
And last, there is
We know her.
a fascist dictatorship run by an overload. Here, take this easy-to-read reference map, courtesy of Drake 2. You can use it to show me where you want to go.
All right. Let's go to Fat Island first, I guess. We have a library book, after all. And as a librarian, I am concerned about those fines. And this is... It's that way, darling. It's that way, darling. Okay. We'll get there eventually. It's taking so long. Come on. All right. Come on. Almost there. Thank you. Christ. That line is so small, too. Why is it so small? Oh.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm wanted?
Aren't you Guybrush Threepwood?
No, my name is Smith. You must have me confused with someone else.
Is that gonna work? Is that really gonna work?
That's an unusual name. Perhaps you have some identification?
My ID is on my ship. Wait here while I go and get it.
Nice try, Guybrush.
All right, well,
Better come with me.
jail time? Right away? Just right away?
What, am I under arrest?
If you want to put it that way, sir, yes.
Oh, all right. Let's go. Coming.
Okay. That's a good start. Woo.
Mister... Oh, excuse me.
Oh, gross. Okay.
Mr. Threepwood, I can't tell you how pleased I am to have you here as my guest.
Oh? Why is that?
I thought we might talk about a few things.
Such as why there's a wanted poster on the wharf with my picture on it?
Such as your future.
Okay. Here we go.
That of the ghost pirate LeChuck.
LeChuck's dead. I killed him.
Perhaps you...
This is such a weird start to this scene.
As you imagine, he looked perfectly healthy the last time I saw him.
Last time you saw him? Oh no. LeChuck's back.
Oh.
I beg your pardon,
Do we have to... Oh, that's... Ugh.
I took care of LeChuck once, I can do it again.
You'll get your chance. You see, he's put a sizable bounty on your head.
Oh?
A bounty I intend to collect.
Oh. Whatever bounty LeChuck's offering, I'll double it.
Very amusing, Mr. Threepwood. Take him away.
Yes, sir, Governor Fat. Come on, you little weasel.
All right. That happened. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Come on. Don't try to escape or anything. Walt will chew you to bits.
And the dog with the key. All right.
I'll be back to relieve you at 11.
Pirates of the Caribbean called. They want their bit back.
A fine example of dieting gone horribly wrong. Hey, who's your tailor? He's not exactly my type. I hope I don't have to sleep here.
Oh, a stick.
It's already pulled back.
Gorilla in Manila? Well, I feel like I'm really close to this already. Yeah, I know it's a stick. That's not what I wanted.
Hello, little doggy. I wouldn't want to make it angry. I wouldn't want to make it angry. I wouldn't want to make it angry. What a ferocious looking dog.
All I get is a stick.
That doesn't seem to work.
Nope.
He's not exactly my type.
Also nope. Okay.
Can't reach it.
Oh.
Watch me flip it right into my pocket. They don't call me the Bone Master for nothing.
The Bone Master? Nice. Also, no, we don't get to use that title. We're not allowed to use that title. Not at all.
Here, doggy doggy. Here, boy.
Well, that was much easier than it was in either the ride or the movie. Just saying. So what are these envelopes then?
Arrested for grinding his organ in public.
Oh, that's just mean.
Mr. Guybrush Threepwood, arrested for infractions too numerous to list.
Okay.
There's a banana in here and an organ. Hey, that tickles.
That's all my stuff, I'm assuming? Yes. Okay.
It's empty. It's empty. Mr. Willie Gorilla, arrested for grinding his organ in public. No thanks. I've got enough trouble in this town.
Can I tear this down so I'm not wanted anymore? Do I have something to do that? Nope.
It's too soggy. I don't want to polish that. I can't dig that, Daddy. My scoutmaster would kill me if he saw me use a knife like that.
Oh, okay.
Big Whoop. Unclaimed bonanza or myth? This is fascinating. It says here there were 4 pirates. Rapscallion, the cook. Young Lindy, the cabin boy. Mr. Rogers, the first mate.
Mr. Rogers?
Good heavens. Captain Marley! Wonder if there's any relation. They buried their treasure along with plenty of... booby traps on a place believed to be called Inky Island. They made a map which they divided into 4 pieces, each man taking one. Rapscallion later opened the Steam and Weenie Hut on Scab Island. It was a huge success, but fell into disrepair after Rap was killed in a...
So we have to go back there.
He drifted aimlessly, down on his luck until he mysteriously came into money while panhandling on Booty Island. He used the cash to bankroll an advertising firm which failed after its gross mishandling of the Gangrene and Honey account. Mr. Rogers retired off the coast of Fat Island. He marketed homemade contest grog brewed in a bathtub until his recent disappearance. Captain Marley vanished while sailing in the America's Cup race. His boat was leading at the time.
Okay. Check out the alley, I guess?
No more bets? Okay, here we go.
Okay. We gonna finish anytime soon? This is gonna keep going on for a very long time.
4 black. All right! You're a winner, sir. Which prize would you like?
What you got left?
We have money, an invitation to Governor Marley's Mardi Gras party, and a 3-day vacation on fabulous Hook Island.
I'd like the money.
The money it is.
Okay.
Care to make a bet? You can't win if you don't play.
How do I rig this?
The wheel go round. Hey, don't touch the wheel.
Hello.
How you doing?
Could you explain how this game works?
Sure, it's easy. Just tell me what number you want, and I'll spin the wheel. If your number comes up, you win.
Sounds simple. What numbers can I bet on?
1 to 32, red or black.
Do many other people come to play here?
This feels too broad.
But we're almost out today. We only have 3 left.
What prizes do you have left?
We have a 3-day vacation on fabulous Hook Island and an invitation.
Oh no, don't worry, but also welcome.
We have money. 60 pieces of 8 for every bet.
Wow.
I feel like there's... But I don't want to lose the little bit of money that I have.
Betting costs money, kid. 1 piece of 8 for 1 game.
Oh, it's just 1 piece of 8. That's not terrible.
Okay, kid. Which number you want?
I'd like 22.
22 red, sure. That'll work. Let's just pick one randomly. It's gonna fail. I'm almost certain about it. There's gonna be something that I should do. And this spinning animation thing takes a really fucking long time. I hate these games. These like the actual things. I really do hate these things. The whole Wheel of Fortune thing, just like...
Too bad. Better luck next time.
Well, thanks anyway. I hate losing.
Excuse me, pal. I want to make another bet. 15 black.
15 black it is.
He's gonna win again. Or is there a pattern here?
Black.
All right!
You win again. Today is your lucky day, all right. Would you like money again?
Yeah.
Easy money. All you have to do is...
There has to be something. I'm trying to think what the first one was.
Care to make another bet? Place your bets.
Have a little help. Huh.
You can't win if you don't play. Care to make another bet?
Nice.
Is nice. Okay. Thank you so much for the follow, Cheap Beatrice. Thank you. Another alleyway. Okay. Am I gonna get arrested again? Ooh. Interesting.
Nice. I'll knock.
That's a thing.
Who are you and what are you doing back there?
I'm Bruno, and that's none of your business. Get lost.
The knocking animation, it's hilarious.
I'm selling these fine leather jackets. Sorry to bother you.
Just try everything until something either works or it just, I don't have anything.
Have you ever heard the legend of the mighty Guybrush?
We don't talk about Bruno. I know, I didn't even make that joke, I should have.
You are starting to annoy me.
Open up! This is a raid!
Get lost. What?
Oops.
Okay, nope.
Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you.
It was a thought. It was a hope. I don't think I have anything that'll help me here. Not yet. Let's check out the library. I mean, my natural habitat. Haha! Open. Card catalog. This game was not made in the modern era. It's great. Oh, no. Well, actually, no. Out of curiosity. Geometry. One of Threepwood's worst.
When I blew up LeChuck. I'll have to remember that.
I was specifically looking for something. Wait, are there two? There are two. Three whole things. Groupings. See catalogs, headings. Okay. Well, nothing looks particularly useful.
I think I'll try a different drawer.
Let's try Big Whoop. More Guybrush Threepwood. Excellent. See treasure. Okay. I like that you thumb through the fucking... This is great. This is great. I love this. Why people shouldn't write trilogies. And yet... Okay, so there's just... I have that one, though. Little model lighthouse.
This looks like a lighthouse on a beach. Shh! There's a model lighthouse lens inside.
This is a library.
You know, Librarians don't do the shushing thing.
There's so
As a
many
librarian.
I'll never be able to find anything.
Please be quiet.
It's a common misconception. But her hair is gorgeous.
Hi, I'm looking for a book.
Shh! This is a library. Whisper! Now, what is it?
Why do you have a model lighthouse here?
There's a new lighthouse being built in town. That is a scale model of what it will look like.
It's very attractive for a lighthouse.
Yes, and it will be very bright, too. It will have one of the most powerful magnifying lenses in the Caribbean.
Funny, considering the lenses didn't, but okay.
The bulb has burnt out.
The bulb? But, okay.
Do you have a...
Don't think about the logic.
No. How do I get one?
I'll need some personal information.
Oh no. An ID?
Guybrush Threepwood.
Address?
221B Baker, 10 Downing, 1600 Pennsylvania. I don't know 1060 West Addison. What is that for? Oops. That's a reference to something, I'm sure. Wrigley Field in Chicago? That's... okay. I'm gonna go just...
221B Baker Street.
Age?
21.
Occupation?
Freelance.
Vices?
Vices. Jaywalking. Fair. I'll admit to this one.
I see. All right. Your library card will be mailed to the address you gave me. In the meantime, take this temporary card. You may check books out of the library, but only 4 at a time.
That's about as many titles as I can remember anyhow.
What book are you looking for?
I'd like When I Blew Up LeChuck.
She does the smile. Excellent. I love her. She's a good... You know what? She's having the best time of her life, all right?
Okay. Here you go. Anything else?
I won't be needing any more books just now.
Remember, silence is golden.
That was a light dig in Please Don't Talk.
Thank you.
When I Blew Up LeChuck. Ugh, the catalog was right. This is pretty bad.
Womp womp.
Thank you.
Always give the librarian the card back. All right, like, always do that. I'm assuming I have to come back here in this part of a puzzle at some point. I just haven't found that puzzle yet, so we'll keep wandering around. I don't know where the mustache on the thing came from. Huh.
Caught anything yet?
Are you kidding? I reached my limit hours ago.
I'm Guybrush Threepwood, a mighty fisherman.
Oh, you are you?
I'm the best fisherman in these isles.
Oh, I beg to differ with you. I'm the best fisherman in these isles.
You can tell because he has the hat.
You? Why, you couldn't fish your way out of a paper bag.
What? The pike I catch make Pike's Peak look like an anthill. That's why I'm known as the blowfish.
The blowfish?
You mean the blow hard?
Listen, bait for brains. I'm the best around and...
Is this like a shade off?
Not if your hooks are as dull as your wit.
Perhaps you'd like to make a small wager, Mr. Fisherman?
What sort of wager were you thinking of?
If you can catch a bigger fish than I can, I'll give you my prize-winning fishing pole.
What's the catch?
If I catch a bigger fish than you, you have to eat it raw.
Ew. But also, if you like sushi, then sure. I just don't.
You mean on rice with a little wasabi and soy sauce?
No. Plain cold and with the head still on it. What do you say?
All right, it's a bet.
Great. I am really looking forward to making you eat my catch. What with all the sewage from Governor Fat's mansion, the fish are usually pretty gross. I never eat mine, just sell them to restaurants. Best get fishing, buddy.
Okay.
Nice.
Hey, don't touch that. It is precisely balanced for maximum hydrophonic fibrillation.
Those are words that mean nothing. So, continue on, I guess? Okay, we've got ship, the mansion, a little cottage, waterfall, fun stuff.
Where'd you want to go?
Oh. Well, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. But that's okay. We can wander this way? Okay, there's nothing over this way. I thought there was more. Fair enough. Of course, he's going to take his time walking over there. And there we go. Let's check out this waterfall then.
Very picturesque.
Okay. Well, very pretty. And there's a pump?
What's this doing in a pirate game?
It's a good question. Also, fourth wall much? Alright, so there's not really anything to do with that. I guess.
I can't reach it.
I can't go in there. It's locked. It's locked. Cactus?
It says trespassers not delivering foodstuffs will be persecuted.
Okay. Then, what am I doing? What am I doing? Thank you for that.
I think I'm too clumsy to hold the stick and tie a knot at the same time. That doesn't seem to work. It has a picture of a parrot on the front.
Fishing?
Big Book of Fish. I'll have to remember that. Limpet fishing. The Lost Art. I'll have to remember that.
Okay.
I've had it with this card catalog.
Try those two?
Pardon me, miss.
What do you want this time?
I'm looking for a book.
What book are you looking for?
Do you have Limpet Fishing? The Lost Art?
I love her smile. She just like wheels around this place. It's so good.
Anything else?
Do you have Big Book of Fish?
Here you go. Anything
She's just
else?
having her best life. I love her.
Remember,
You know how I felt about Tiffany in Forgotten Anne? Like, the librarian is my new Tiffany. Easily.
Limpet Fishing, The Lost Art. This is a pretty useless book. Not even sure why I checked it out.
Alright, well.
Big Book of Fish. It's a bunch of neat pictures of big fish.
Okay. Not what I thought I would get out of that. Gambling? Nope. Betting?
X never marks the spot.
Nope.
I'll have to remember that.
I didn't want to do that, but that's okay.
Card catalog.
No more bets? Okay, here we go.
Okay, so there is some kind of pattern here that we're getting that I'm just not seeing when it happens.
Seven red. All right! You win again. Today is your lucky day, all right. Would you like
7 red.
Yeah.
Okay.
Care to make another bet?
I'd like to place another bet. Here's 1 piece of 8.
Okay, kid.
Maybe it's like odd, even, black, red. So. Or not.
I'd like 25 black.
Okay, here we go.
I don't think it's gonna work. He did 7 red last time though, so we gotta pay attention to what he does after this if this doesn't work.
15 black. Too bad.
No, okay.
Next time.
Well, thanks anyway.
Excuse me, pal. I want to make another bet. 17 black.
17 black it is.
Okay. 7, 15, 17. All black.
$17 black.
All right!
You win again. Today is your lucky day, all right. Would you like money again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big prizes for just 1 piece of 8.
Yeah, but go to the other alley, find a gambler who just won. Oh, I didn't know you could go to the other. Yeah, okay. Things not made clear. I thought it was like watching.
Give me the next number.
Oh.
Password. If this is 4, what's this?
1.
Right. The winning number will be.
This is 4. This is 1. Huh.
What do you want, kid?
What's the next winning number gonna be?
First, give me the password. You have to get it right 3 times.
Shit, okay.
If this is 1, what's this?
Oh no. Okay, so this is 4. This is 1. Okay, hold on, wait. This is 1. I'm making a weird guess here based on something that I don't think is right.
No.
Damn it.
It's 2. Watch again.
It's 2?
What's this?
What? Oh no, there is a logic to this, but I don't know what it is. So 5 is 2. But what does this mean? What does this mean? And that's 4. 1. This is 2. And this is... Oh, this is nefarious. I thought for a second it might be like the spaces between the fingers. It's like there's 1 space here, right? And so when he had all 5, I was like 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's not right, it's 2. So how does this... 5 is 2, 4 is 3, maybe that's all it is?
No.
Shit.
It's 5. Watch
what? I don't...
This is 5. What's this?
There is a logic to this that I am not understanding in this moment.
1?
No.
Shit. Okay.
Watch again. If this is 4, what's this?
I'm so confused. Oh no. Oh no. I want to try and figure this out. I swear I have 3 degrees. I work in academia and I can't figure out a simple number puzzle. But let's be honest, it's not a mathematics degree, so I guess there is that. Ooh, crap. God. That was 4. There were 4 fingers, but that doesn't have anything to do with it necessarily.
5?
No.
Shit.
It's 2. Watch again.
It's 2. We know that's 2. Okay.
What's this?
5.
5?
Okay, that's 1 right.
All right, do we just blunt force this?
This is 5. What's this?
3 is the only one we haven't seen.
3?
No.
Fuck.
It's 4.
That's 4.
Okay, we'll start over. Watch again. If this is 4, what's this?
That is... Wait, that's 4. No. That's 5.
5?
No.
Fuck! I thought I had it right.
Watch again.
Okay, so that's 3.
This is 3.
1 finger is 3. 5 fingers is 2.
No.
No, I forgot already.
Watch again. If this is 1, what's this?
Okay, I'm so bad at this. All right, I should write this down. Hold on. So 5 is... Shit, I forgot already. 5 is 2. 1 is 4. Yes?
Two?
No.
Okay, no.
It's 5.
3 is 5.
Watch again. If this is 5,
Yeah.
what's this?
4 is 1.
Look, I've been generous.
Shit.
Most of the guys in the Gamblers Club can get it in 3 or 4 tries.
Well, shut the fuck up.
Or just slow.
The second one. No! Please help me!
What do you want, kid?
I think I'm getting this.
What's the next winning number gonna be?
First, give me the password. You have to get it right 3 times.
Why does the other guy only have to do it once? 4 is 3. Okay, that's 2. Yeah, it should be.
No.
Shit, I was wrong.
It's 4.
That's 4.
Watch again.
Okay.
If this is 4, what's this?
Well, I had that written down as 4, and it's obviously not 4, so...
5.
Okay, that's 1.
Okay, that is 5.
2 more.
3 is also not 5 then.
What's this?
4 is 3.
3.
No.
What?
It's 1. Okay, we'll start over.
I'm confused.
If this is 1, what's this?
Okay, so no, it's more about the hand symbols then, isn't it? It has less to do with the fingers standing up. God fucking damn it. I suck at this, apparently. Oh my god.
Hardcore!
Just fill the silence with that, please. Thank you. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, officer does need assistance, yes.
Okay, that's 1 right.
Okay.
2 more. If this is 4, what's this?
2.
That's 2. 1 more.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
What's this?
He holds out 5 fingers and then says this is 2 and then does something else, but all you need to do is remember the first 5. Fucking, I feel like an idiot.
Okay, you must be a member of the Gamblers Club, but I don't recognize you.
What? You don't remember me?
No, but that's okay. You wouldn't have gotten the password right if you weren't a member.
Then why?
It will be 11 red.
Why, thank you. Let's go win some shit. How much money do I have anyway? 399. That's a plenty.
Okay, here we go.
I already forgot the number. Especially with this really long wheel. It's taking so much time.
All right.
Okay.
You win again. Today is your lucky day, all right. Would you like money again?
Yeah.
Thank you for remembering for me. I knew it was something red.
Okay, Ralphie. See you tomorrow.
What's the point of the gambling if a bunch of people just take the money anyway?
Prizes for just 1 piece of 8.
I'd like to place another bet. Here's 1 piece of 8.
Okay, kid. Which number you want?
I'd like 11 red.
Okay, here we go.
Eventually, it will end.
11 red. You're a winner.
Oh, okay, finally.
Fabulous prizes do you want? Take your pick. You can have 60 pieces of 8, or you can have the invitation to Governor Marley's Mardi Gras party. Or you can have a 3-day vacation on fabulous Hook Island. Well, which will it be?
I'd love to have the invitation.
He wants the invitation.
That's gonna be the most useful.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Easy money.
I'm assuming I will need to do something with that in the near future, but for now, that's what we got. We're just gonna use that right now instead of doing any of the other puzzles on here. I mean, don't I want to?
Caught anything yet?
Yeah, but nothing gross enough to make you eat yet.
Okay, maybe I mean, it's possible that whatever I find there... Nothing's... Wait, do I have books still? Don't leave the island with books. Don't leave the island with books! Not a good idea.
Thank you. Thank you.
There we go. Again. If I'm not using them, there's no point in holding on to them. Someone else might want them. You know? Not the most useful library, but it's a library.
Where'd you want to go?
Alright, let's see how we get there. I mean, the stream might need to be over by the time we actually get there, based on the last time that we... Yep. It's a straight line. It's literally a straight line. Literally a straight line. This is... I mean, is this guy from New England? Taking 93 south to 495 south in order to get to Route 2 that gets you in instead of... I appreciate the commitment to the bit, but I would like to get there. Will you? Okay, this feels like watching a screensaver, right? Welcome to Booty Island. Booty.
Hello there.
Sorry, son. Didn't have my horn out. Could you say that again?
What you looking at?
I watch the sea. When the mail boat arrives, I blow this cannon. Dang ship's 3 days late.
You don't have a brother named Marty, do you?
Boy, the only Marty I know is Mardi Gras.
Who?
Mardi Gras. It's a joke, boy, a joke. You're here for Mardi Gras, aren't you?
Is this the right time of year for Mardi Gras?
Son, it's always Mardi Gras on Booty Island. I used to be the governor of this island, but I never had any time to come down here and enjoy the party, so I quit. And now I watch out for the mail boat, which reminds me, I have to get back to work.
So you aren't enjoying the party, then?
The sign says the Booty Boutique. Mementos, souvenirs, artifacts.
Oh, parrot. Basic.
He likes it where it is.
It's empty.
Beware of parrot.
It says beware of parrot. I'd like to buy this sign.
Sorry, that sign's not for sale.
Oh.
How dare.
Well, I guess I could sell it. That'll be 5 pieces of 8.
Second thought, I'd better save my money.
Your loss. That's part of the Big Whoop treasure map. I don't know a lot
sitting here.
about the piece, but there's supposed to be a book in the library that tells all about the whole map.
Okay, can I buy it?
I'd like to buy this map piece.
That's 6 million pieces of 8.
Fucking Christ.
Well, I can't afford that much.
Too bad.
Do you take credit?
Yeah, like you have one. But I do accept personal checks or trade-ins.
What kind of trade-ins do you accept?
I'll take most old swords, some used parrots, almost anything valuable made of bronze, and a few old ship parts.
Would you give me the map piece for any of those things?
No, but there's one thing I might trade for the map piece.
Which is something I have to find.
What would you trade for the map piece?
There was a certain ship that sunk, and I'd really like the figurehead. I'd give you the map if you got the figurehead for me.
Can you tell me about the ship with the
Okay. Explain.
It was a huge galleon named the Mad Monkey. Nobody knows where it sank or why, but the figurehead is supposed to be the most fabulous piece of art ever. That's why I want it. I'm a collector of fine art, as I'm sure you can see.
Okay.
Nice shop you got here.
Thanks! I pride myself on the quality of my merchandise. I only sell the finest of pirate memorabilia. Even the trade-ins are first class. And I always make you the best deals.
How can you afford to do that?
Volume!
I have to go now.
Hubcaps. Rock and roll collector's plate. Tea lights. Anchor. Left turn. Mask. Treasure chest. Oh.
It's said that the infamous Greenbeard won that barrel from Long John Cooper in a poker game. Shame that it's empty.
Well, I mean, if we're here at Mardi Gras, we probably need a costume, I'm guessing, right? Oh. But what costume? Good question.
Check it out. See the world. What are you looking at? Sightseeing.
Could I have one of those leaflets?
Yeah, okay. Like to charter a ship? I do weddings, funerals, bar mitzvahs, you name it.
Hi, my name's Guybrush.
I'm Captain Kate Capsize.
Oh, hey, it's the person.
I'm searching for the treasure of Big Whoop.
Yeah? When I was the first...
Hello, welcome to Shell.
Search of Big Whoop. We'd heard it was buried under a place called Blinky Island. Never found the island or the treasure. The captain eventually died of boredom while we were crossing the Sea of Beige Flotsam.
Werner Herzog's Beige Sea of Sadness. Sad beige clothes for sad beige children.
I'm interested in chartering a ship.
Great. Not many people want to charter a glass-bottom boat around here. Pretty soon I'm off to Fat Island to try my luck there. But let's talk turkey first. My fee is 6,000 pieces of 8.
That is a lot.
I guess you'd better find some more then, huh? Glass-bottom boat. Check it out.
Stan's previously owned coffins.
Glass-bottom boat.
Okay, now who's gonna be next?
Pirate spit contest?
For spitting. Just look at this juicy crowd. Step up to the line and test your swill. Valuable prizes.
Cheat? With everyone watching?
Even a child can do it. In fact,
talk to the crowd.
Do it very well.
I'll give it a try.
Okay.
All right, settle down, folks. This kid looks like a serious contender. What's your name, boy?
Juicius Maximus III.
That's a name.
Man, Max Mucus. He's juicy to the max.
This is disgusting.
Hey.
We're with you, Juicius.
Let's go! Spit!
Oh, gross.
Misfire, misfire! Everybody run! Maybe a little over the max on the juice there. Let's give him a big hand anyway, folks. At least he tried.
Okay.
Come on. It's all paid for by Booty Island Parks and Rec.
I want to get this right.
Maximus has returned.
I like the golf clap that everyone has. It's just like, yes.
It looks like he's rallying. That doesn't quite qualify.
Damn.
I think that deserves a little applause. Too bad there are only prizes for first place. Better luck next time.
Okay.
Now, how about the rest of you? Just put your two lips together and blow. Juicius Maximus has returned. Spit away!
Spit!
It looks like he's rallying.
Damn.
Looks like third place. I think that deserves a little applause. Now, how about the rest of you? Are you pirates or not? Juices Maximus has returned. Spit away!
Spit! Spit!
Come on! Let her rip!
At least he's consistent.
Damn, okay.
Third place. Now, how about the rest of you? 2, 4, 6, 8.
Until you get something to enhance your spit. Okay.
Everybody already has the necessary equipment. Turn a disgusting habit into a prestige-winning skill. Don't let this grass wither up and die. What was that? Did I hear somebody swallow?
That doesn't seem to work.
Thousands will spit. Hundreds will.
Make a drink. Okay.
No
Never mind.
If Blackbeard were here, he'd shoot you all right now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna have to be it for now then. Let me make sure I save. Obviously, we need to make sure we save because, you know, otherwise bad things happen. Okay, it's saving again because why not? There we go. Okay, well, this was interesting start. I'm overthinking so much of this game already. Like I came in prepared or thinking I was prepared and like over-engineered everything. It's great. I need to like chill, walk it back a little bit, try and approach this a little less over analytically. It's right now I'm too far. It's too much. Okay. That is it for tonight though. Thank you all. I need to go to bed. I'm very tired. Oof. Thank you all for joining. I guess we'll do the little spiel. So thank you for joining. I want to start by thanking my subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much for your support. If you'd like to support the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It means a whole lot, and you'd be able to support this channel and keep doing what I'm doing. I enjoy it very much, and I very much enjoy having all of you here. So with that, I also want to thank my followers. So thank you for doing what you do as well to help support the channel. And I know we have a new follower today, Chibitrus. Thank you so much for joining. If you hit that follow button, you will be notified the next time I go live. If you want to be notified ahead of time before I go live, you can follow me at BOSTrophyWife on Instagram or at BOSTrophyWife on Twitter. I usually post day of stream in order to let you know that I'm going live with what later. But you can also follow the Discord. That is where you get the most up-to-date things. You can join using the link in the chat. It's a nice little community. We talk about what games we're going to play next. This one I did kind of dictatorially decide we were going to do, mostly by process of elimination, because the last two games we played, I did little votes for, you know, just like, hey, I'm thinking of these three games. Which one would you prefer? So if you want to have a little bit of a say in what we play on the channel, that's the best place to do it. We've also got fun, dumb memes and just a nice little community of support. So feel free to join if you're so inclined. I do also have a YouTube channel, BOSTrophyWife, all the way over there. You can follow me there, and I have pretty much my entire stream archive. I say pretty much because I haven't uploaded the last couple streams. I've just been slacking off a teeny little bit, but you should be able to watch all of those here on Twitch for at least one more week. So, but anything back all the way to the beginning of my streaming little thing when I started, I won't call it a career because that would imply that I do this on some kind of professional level. And while I technically have received money from Twitch for being an affiliate, it's not much. I do this for fun. I really do. So you can see my humble beginnings because they were very humble. And of course, I also want to say that I do have a small tip jar if you're so inclined. Link is right there. Ko-fi, if you want to just throw me a couple bucks, certainly very appreciated. If you are a subscriber and want to support me further, or if you can't subscribe at this time, it's always appreciated. I think that is everything. Yes. We will be picking up with more Monkey Island 2 LeChuck's Revenge on Thursday, where you will get to sit and watch me continue to lose my mind as it drains out of my ears while I overthink everything that I'm seeing and chuckle mildly at some of the wonderful jokes that are probably a little off color at this point, because some of them already have been. But it's still a fun game. I'm still happy to play these like old classic games that I never really did when I was younger. Not saying, well, I was definitely too young for Monkey Island. I will say that. It was when I was but in the single digits. Those kind of games were far and above my head. But it's still nice to get back and play some of these really classic point-and-click adventure games. They definitely defined the genre in a whole lot of ways. And I know I'm playing the updated, modern, like, you know, pretty graphics, lots of sound effects and voice things one, instead of playing the, you know, I can hit the F1 button anytime and play the classic mode or whatever, right? But I don't know. I like seeing the nice new artwork. I like having the refresh. I think it works well. And it's still, at its core, it's still Monkey Island 2. So I think it still works. Anyway, I really enjoy that. I really can't wait to play this some more. So I will see you all Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we will continue playing some more. Thank you all so much for joining. Until Thursday, have a wonderful night. Have a good couple of days, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye, everyone. Mwah.